account termination. Well, that's not a good word. Hey friends, I've got some vital information for you, and I really want you to watch it all the way to the end, okay? Thank you, and please subscribe. I love you guys. Yeah, it's about Social Security, so let's get started right away, and we'll find out what this information is all about, okay? Okay? Let's go. It's weak tea. I'm not even going to offer it to you, okay? If you want to go make your own tea or coffee, I'll let you go do that. Just pause it. But come back. Come back. Come back. What movie is that from? Come back. Titanic. Let me wet my whistle. Okay, here. Well, my best friend online, she sent me this article. And she goes, is this for real? And it says it's from La Grata. And it says closing of Social Security retiree accounts. Administration confirms it. Well, they made it sound like they were going to take our Social Security from us if we don't respond to this. And I thought, what's going on? Is this a fake thing, trying to get our information? A scam? They call it a scam. Another scam. Well, it turns out that it is true. And I'll just read part of it. Thousands of retirees could lose their Social Security account. But it kind of makes you sound like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my Social Security. It says they could lose their Social Security account if they fail to comply with the new guidelines from the federal agency. As the Social Security Administration, SSA, recently confirmed, those retirees who fail to transfer to the new login account will face their account termination. Well, that's not a good word. Who wants to be terminated? The Terminator, right? That's not a good word, so that's pretty scary. Well, it appears that what is going on, what's going on is you have to log into your old system, and then they will transfer you to the new system. Because I told my friend, I go, hold on, let me do some research on this, because that sounds scary. I don't want to be terminated. Okay? Do you? Now, a lot of you are going to already know this information, but for you that don't, I didn't know it, and my friend didn't know it. And this was just yesterday, so maybe you don't know it either. Okay. So I thought, well, let me log into my regular account. It's really, it's really ss.gov, socialsecurity.gov. You type in ss.gov, and it takes you to the login for your regular Social Security account with all your information on it, right? It's got your letters of approval. It's got what you're going to get in Social Security, what you are currently getting, and it's got all of your earnings records. It's got all of your Social Security records there. And actually, that's a pretty stringent login. I mean, you have to verify, and you have to get codes to make sure it's you. Oh my gosh, yeah. So you don't ever want to lose your passwords for that. But at the top, I'll put what I found. Okay, I'll put up here. Now, it says, when I logged in, I finally got in. Okay? And then at the very top, it says, how to transition your Social Security account to, it's called login.gov. Login.gov. And I'm wondering if they're just going to have, it's more of they're going to pool other systems in, not just Social Security. Because if you consider, it's called login.gov. So you're just going to log into the government, your system. Okay, so they're going to help you do it, but they're going to help you do it only until August 31st. After that, you have to start your new account. They're going to have to do so much verifying. So when you log into your Social Security, the ss.gov, which you normally used, and you log in, you're going to transfer. There'll be a button to transfer that information over to login.gov. And what you do have to do is don't just sign in to login.gov. Don't do that, because you don't have an account there. I know it's confusing. They're going to transfer everything over, but yet you have to create a new account. Okay, you'll figure it out. I promise. I'm just giving you some of this information of what I went through. Okay, now just follow the system. Actually, you know what I did? It was I went with a different email. Okay, I went with it there. Before you used a username, now you're going to use your email. And I went with a different email. I really did, because the one that I was using was an old Yahoo account, and I really don't use Yahoo. I keep it because there's other places that still have that, and I want to make sure that I can receive things from them or verify using my Yahoo account. But it's just junk. There's just junk in there. So I went with a more recent email, okay? And then I had to create a new password, and then you have to verify. So they actually got my new phone number, which was nice, because I've had to use a new phone number. I did have not just the other stalker, but I had another stalker, okay? And he was leaving really nasty things on my, there's an actual app. Let me just go off on this. There's an actual app that as long as you have that phone number, okay, that you can leave messages even though you had previously blocked them. And it's sort of like a burner. I think it's called burner email app. Yeah, so they can just go through that, and then once they use it, it's gone. So they can still contact you and send you nasty little messages, which I had going on in 2023. Yeah, he was using that one guy. He was using the burner app to send me nasty messages. So you know what I had to do? There was nothing else I could do. I had to go get a new phone number. Yeah, and I only had given. My phone number has only gone out to really vetted close friends. Yeah, I don't just. And if it ever happened again, I would have to get a new phone number. But just know that they can do that. If they have access to your phone number so they could text you, yeah, that was bad. So this way I could give them, my point was I could give them my new phone number, which is really nice, and a new email address. So I was really kind of happy about this system. It took me about 15 minutes, and it probably won't take you that long, but I kept going. As soon as I went, they were going to send me a code, so I would go into my email app to my text app. And when I come back, it put me right in the beginning again. So finally, when that thing would come up, this is your code, I had to memorize it so I could type it in. I couldn't go back. So that was my issue. Could have been iPhone, or something like that. But yeah. So then what happened was, after I did that, they said, congratulations. And I got a message, and I will let you see that. Your existing Social Security account is now linked to login.gov. Moving forward, please remember to sign in using your login.gov account. For enhanced security and identity protection, we are transitioning from Social Security usernames to login.gov. Okay, so there you go. Now, if you don't believe that, what I did also is I typed in my browser in the subject to search new login for Social Security for ss.gov, and a whole bunch of things came down. AARP website was alerting people, everything. So it's legit, okay? And then I sent it to my friend. I guess she actually did it while we were figuring it out. She goes, I did it. I go, so did I. Now I talked to my friend, Max, and he says, well, I was just at the Social Security office and I didn't know anything about that. They didn't alert me. So if you've been to the Social Security office recently, they're not informing anybody. And they could have easily sent me an email, but they didn't. but they didn't. So, yeah. So please know that you need to do this, okay? And do it before August 31st, and I think it's going to be easier. They'll transition everything for you. And so then what I did was I went into login.gov and I logged in to see what would I find, and all my information was right there. Okay, so there you go. That's some vital information for a lot of us seniors. And you don't have to be a senior. You want to know, if you're in your 40s, you want to know what your earnings are. You need to have an account with Social Security so you know what's going on. It's not just those who are receiving Social Security benefits because we're over 66. For mine age group, it was 66. It went from 65 to 66. Now, if you're in your 40s, 30s, 40s, it's going to be 67. Okay, that you will start receiving benefits. But I still believe when you're 65, they're going to put you on Medicare if you don't already have a health plan. Okay, but here's another thing. Here's something I do want to warn anybody about if you're younger. If you have a health plan, okay, and you can let them know with Medicare that you already have a health plan, okay? So that you don't have to go on Medicare, because they're going to take money right out of your benefits, okay? And the only reason that I had mine paid like that was because I was on survivor's benefits. I could not apply for Social Security till I was 66, because that's the way it was for my age group. They moved it up a year, but they still took out money at 65 for Medicare, okay? Now, if I hadn't have been on survivor's benefits, which I got on when I was 60, because my husband was killed in a car accident, and we were in our 40s. He was in a severe car accident, a fatal car accident, and so I'd become a single parent. Yeah, I talk about that in my videos. Yeah, so when I turned 60, I could start collecting survivor's benefits, okay? And which I did. So that took care of my Medicare. They would just take out of that my Medicare. But had I not been on survivor's benefits or any benefits, I'm not actually sure. If you know the answer to that, do they just bill you for it? I'm not sure how that works, because it's a reality for people. They're not old enough to get benefits yet, or they want their full benefits. Let me go back. You can actually collect benefits at 62, but they're going to be so much lower unless you wait till your actual time to get full benefits, okay? And yeah, so you can collect at 62. Anybody can, but it's going to be half or less. Oh my gosh. For me, what I did, because I was still working, I just waited. I was on the survivor's benefits, and there was piddly. I started out as a nomad, and I was getting $560 in survivor's benefits. And why was it so low? I mean, because he died younger. Yeah, he died younger. It wasn't like he passed away when he'd worked all these years. No, he was only, I think he was just a couple years from turning 40, okay? I was a couple years older than he was. So, yeah, he wasn't even 40 yet. So there weren't as many benefits for me in survivor's benefits. That's why. But I started out as a nomad. I had a savings going, and I had an emergency fund, but I started out as a nomad making $560 a month on survivor's benefits. That was my safety net, okay? So I stayed with my survivor's benefits. I know some of you say, oh, did you know that you can get survivor's benefits? Well, I'm 71, of course. I'm collecting my own Social Security now. But I waited until I was 69 years old. I wanted to keep building up my own Social Security. So I did that. I was just, and I got it up just a little bit, because I was working at Amazon. I was working I was working. I was still working. And still working. I was working. So at 69, I applied for my own Social Security. So There you go. Yeah, I hope this is useful information. It might explain things, and it might click in for yourself. Like let me know what your experience was. Let me know if you had any glitches going on, and let me know, you can even reveal maybe what you get in Social Security. It's interesting to find out there's such a variety, and I did see a thing, and I saw a meme that said, if young people can flip burgers and make $2,400 a month, and that's for minimum wage, why are seniors making so much less? I mean, we're not having a good time surviving. We're really not. Many of us, some of us are, but I think average is really only about like maybe $1,400, I think, average a month. That's average. I know a lot of people are making less than $1,000, and I'm just right at about $1,000 after they take out for Medicare. Okay. And then, but some people have pensions, some people, so they're making more. Some people are going to be making like 17, they say when they retire at their regular age, they'll be making $1,700 a month. And that's high. That's kind of at the higher end anyways. How are we supposed to afford rent? Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, come on, everybody. Yeah, and it's a fixed income. That's why I still work, and so many seniors are out working, which is fine. It keeps us younger anyway, so it's no big deal. But yeah, a lot of us seniors are still out there working, okay? And let's see, what else do I have that I was going to talk about here? I think that's pretty much it. I will say, since I only have a little bit of time left, I was going to talk about some other stuff, but I'll bring this up because I like to do current events, right? We were talking about the Olympics. Okay, yeah. And people said, well, what's the big deal about that wasn't the Last Supper? They're like gaslighting Christians, like, oh, it wasn't about the Last Supper. Oh, they even admitted it was about the Last Supper. So, yeah, quit gaslighting us, okay? And but the big deal of it was that it was literally televised globally. That was really bad. The mocking was a global thing. That's a big deal. That's why it's like, we are at the short end of time here. I'm telling you. But here's the other thing too, is that the boxing. Yeah, the boxer from Algeria. Okay, yeah, the male boxer. Well, okay, they're calling him a woman. He's a trans woman, which means he's really a biological man, but he's transitioned to be a woman. That's how it works. A lot of people get that wrong. They go, he's a trans man. Well, that would mean it's really a female who transitioned to be a male. Okay, if we can get this right, because it does get confusing. Because somebody had mentioned there's another trans female boxer from the Philippines. And an article said he's a trans male. I'm like, wow, okay, so females are actually going into the boxing, the male yeah. No. If they're transitioning, whatever they've transited, if they're biological, but they're transitioning to the other sex, they're called a trans female. Okay, trans woman. Okay. So the one guy, he's from Algeria, and he was fighting the Italian boxer, Olympic boxer. And within 46 seconds, she stopped it because he hit her. She said she'd never been hit that hard before, right in the head. And she was afraid she would die. So what she did was she just stopped it. She says, I quit. Because she didn't want to die. She knew that, you really can die in boxing. Okay. So that's a big deal. People are just up in arms over that. As you probably already know, I'm not telling you anything new. But I did see this meme because I was talking to my friend. I said, whoa. I go, yeah, somebody meets somebody in a dark alley back there and knock the crap out of them, that's bigger than him, right? Well, I saw this meme, and it shows Mike Tyson on one side and the Algerian trans female on the other boxer. And Mike Tyson says he's willing to box, Olympic dude, with all proceeds to go to battered women's charity. I love that meme. Yeah. So, but my issue was I just didn't understand. I was under the assumption that Algeria was a Muslim nation, Islam. So am I right or wrong? I don't know. But they have a trans female? I'm totally confused. Yeah. I know. Well, this year certainly has a lot of controversy with the Olympics. I'm not watching. I am rooting for that gymnast. Yeah, she's... And they actually made fun of her hair. Can you believe that? They said, "Why is your hair so... it looks fried or something?" Yeah, well, she got her licks in. Yeah. She made a statement on that. It's a strange world we live in, isn't it? Okay, so Social Security, go get in ss.gov, log in, and then do the transition. Okay, and thanks for watching it all the way through. And thanks for subscribing. Check your subscription. Yeah. YouTube likes to unsubscribe, y'all. I don't know why it's happening to everybody. I really don't know why. And if you want the book, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Lee Way, it's available on Amazon. Type in Minivan Lee and it's right there. And one other thing, if you are so inclined and you just feel like have a giving in your heart, go to minivanlee.com, click on gifts. It's at the top. And when you click on it, you'll see there's all different amounts. $5 is fine. It just helps support me. And a lot of people do that. They support their beloved YouTube creator. Okay, YouTube doesn't pay that much for us. Unless you're this huge channel with a great, yeah. Okay, I love you guys very much. Mwah. I'm going to see you tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow? You be here?